what the papers are saying this morning. And so let's go to our portals online to bring you what the papers are saying, what the stories are on our ChannelOne.com, ChannelOneNews.com, and then we also have CityNewsroom.com. So let's start with ChannelOneNews.com. We have COVID-19, voter suppression caused a defeat in 2020. Joshua Alabi is speaking there. Of course, he was on the Point of View yesterday with Bernard Avle. And yes, so he said two things: COVID-19 and voter suppression caused the defeat in 2020. NDC's hard work caused low turnout in in Ashanti region. NDC's hard work caused low turnout in Ashanti region. And again, that's Professor Alabi speaking there. Nana Kumia says, I haven't recovered from our loss. It's my biggest disappointment. Okay. NDC seeks court order to stop EC from recollating results of 5 constituencies. And it has photographed there. You see the 5 current, should I say, MPs elect, whose numbers are being contested. And so the EC is seeking to do a recollation. All right, CityNewsroom.com has a few other headlines as well. We have scrutinized decisions, don't rubber stamp proposals. Alabi to NDC majority. It's an important call. Regional breakdown, the gains and losses for NDC and NPP in the 2024 elections. All right, that should be a good read. And I'll give you one more before we go to the printed press. NPP's failure in One Village, One Dam led to vote decline in the north. All right, so politicians have, all the details on failures and successes. We're going to look forward to how the incoming administration fares, and hopefully they do a good job for Mother Ghana. Let's get into the printed press, and joining me this morning to help us to go through what the papers are saying is the one who is in charge of what the papers are saying, Vivian Kai Loco. Hi, Viv.
Hi.
Yeah. Charlie, today is hot pink.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're doing
I like it.
Pinky.
It's beautiful.
October is longer. We are not doing
that.
But
it's still important to keep it in mind and to keep it fresh on top of people's minds. Yeah.
How are you? I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Great. The Christmas breeze
Seriously,
started blowing nicely.
It's blowing.
This Christmas, we have to enjoy.
Yeah.
After a tedious year, having an election, a lot of events happening in terms of developments in the country and all that.
Yeah.
Situation.
Can we say, as someone said a few years ago, that Christmas is dry? Is it dry?
Okay, it can be dry, but as for our situation,
no, it will not be dry. It's not dry.
So dry, yeah, depending on where you stand, they will be dry too. But 24th, dear.
No, it's not dry at all.
It could be you
it's
or the dance floor. Have you got your white stuff yet?
Yeah, I have one white already. I'm doing a second white just to make sure.
I haven't gotten my white yet. Well, guess
something to put on top of this one.
No. I want something
this one is working already.
The stuff my boutique ladies are sending me, I don't like it
because
I have to.
Well,
I'm sure by tomorrow I'll be sorted.
Okay, that's good. I'm looking forward to an amazing 24th night, Christmas Eve, taking us situation all white party, taking us straight into Christmas Day.
Yeah. So do you have the number quickly to give out for those who want to grab a ticket?
Yeah. So 0205 973 973. It's a very easy number to remember, all right? 0205 973 973. Call now, right now as I'm talking to you.
Please don't call me the day before or on the day and be harassing me. That I called, I did, so can you help me with it? I don't have any connection here.
That's the funny thing. They assume that there's some kind of deal that somebody can do for them.
Because of it doesn't work that way.
For us, it doesn't work like that.
We can't take out somebody to put you in because you came last minute or because you are whoever.
Yeah.
So please get your ticket.
I think last year some politicians were even disappointed because they thought last minute would work.
Could call and then
It doesn't work like that.
And I think even at this point, you should be buying, not booking.
Yeah.
Because it's just next week.
Yes.
Next week, today.
By this time, we are wrapping things up in the office to head towards the
party. Charlie, do you know my dates? You could have dropped you. My dates will be Jacob, the cameraman.
You've dropped me.
I've dropped you, cry.
Oh, but you can't. You see, no.
Actually, no, your side.
Let's do
Because today I saw him drinking some big bottles of water.
But without my consent. We should have had a conversation.
Once I go to court.
In a relationship, you have a conversation. You don't just take independent unilateral decisions.
Go to court. I'll be today. Hey. If he does too, no, I'll drop
you. Also drop me.
Very good. So we'll see our viewers, our lovely viewers, on the 24th next week Tuesday. By now, we'll all be preparing for the final for the 9th.
Fantastic.
So join. Let's see you.
A message to Jacob. I hear Roger is on the wing standing by. So if you lose guard, he's taking over.
Oh dear.
So what does the daily graphic
so I'll
for
start
us?
with the daily graphic, like you say. President-elect Mahama outlines top priorities, and then Catasco concerned about Category B classification, and then Mariam Bona named 2024 Best Nurse Stroke with midwife. Still with a daily graphic, yesterday in Parliament, they capture what happened. They say majority-minority tussle over $350 million tax waivers. So that's it from the daily graphic of today.
Okay, now take you to the daily guide of today. It says NDC sues EC over 5 constituencies outcome. We have 2 dead in Nyinahin Kasotie clash. Yeah, and there's a photograph there, some burnt vehicles. You see some, onlookers and all that. It's very unfortunate there. We won all 12 disputed seats. Resume collation. Resume results collation. NPP is saying. Speaker urges prioritization amid busy schedule. And we have President Kufuor's statue vandalized. Police go after perpetrators.
Okay,
I find that one interesting. The government told us when the statue came up that it wasn't government that sponsored it.
There was a traditional council.
It was a traditional council. So the traditional council should go after the people.
To go and look for the people. But they are not law enforcement.
No, they are not. Agencies. But we don't see the traditional council leading the charge and the call for the security service.
As the thing has become Basano, you want them to get involved. Charlie, people don't play that way. Did you watch CNR yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, people said they didn't want the thing there. So if it's being removed, they're on their own. So it's what it is. And Western region, the outcome of the elections was.
It was very.
They sent a strong message out there. So it's what it is. I mean, maybe somebody should consider removing it.
Yeah, maybe.
To make the people and focus on something else. Somebody too was saying maybe a structural defect. We don't know, but whatever it is.
It's funny that a structural defect should happen at that particular spot in the structure.
The calf?
Yeah. Why? It's an odd place.
Why not?
No, because you see, you're looking structural defect. You're looking at joints, and all of that. Because if structural defect is failing, is happening at the calf, where we see that. You see the picture there where it's happened. At the calf there. It can happen on any. So it means that the whole thing will collapse in a few weeks.
Oh, sure. Do
you understand? That's what it actually means.
If somebody did it, the person was strategic. Like you're saying, it can collapse after a bit because the support system is now, compromised. But I mean, let's see how this thing goes. This is an interesting one.
Well,
this was one of the most popular stories this year.
Yes.
With a lot of interest from people, not just in the Western region, across the country. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the police say they're investigating. Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
And the people said there are no lights there, so they'll see how at night they'll come and guard the place.
You can't do 24-hour security. A lot of messages being
sent around this.
No, you can't do 24-hour security. That's the reality.
Go and fix the lights there. Let me take you to the Chronicle. Majority-minority brouhaha, calm finally restored, NPP calls for adequate security for EC to collate results in disputed constituencies. And then NSA boss shoots down fraud allegation, calls on NIB to probe the matter. So that's from the Chronicle.
All right, the Daybreak says Supreme Court dismisses Nana Enchibuesiakon's certiorari application.
Mouthful.
Yeah. We have Sulemana Brima commends police for professionalism during 2024 elections. Forsen fights Nitiwo over cost of 2 ships. Okay. And we have National Service Authority refutes claims of payroll fraud. All right. Well, this is one that's going to be of great interest in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me take you to the Daily Post. There are many foolish prophets in Ghana. They should have no place of honor. This is Prophet Kofi Odro speaking. Then it has the picture of President-elect John Mahama, and the story says the new Mahama government will inherit Dumso from the Akufo-Addo Bawumia-led NPP government, says energy experts. And also Mahama raises alarm over ECG's 32% losses, calls for urgent reform. Yeah. And then finally from that paper, NDC files suit to block EC from recollating results in 5 constituencies.
All right, we have the Overseer. The Overseer says, an easy calm at Cocoa Marketing Company as pro-NPP officers push to maintain top positions. Appointment lists going around as fake. Bao Mokhtari speaking. We also heard that yesterday as well. NDC files suit to block EC from recollating results in 5 constituencies. We have no more fair weather friends. Mahama reflects on 2016 loss as lobbying for government position intensifies. EC makes U-turn on its position in 2020 election collation. And December 7th was a people's revolution. Dr. Ato Forsen speaking there.
Now let's take you to the business analyst. CD makes gains. And then government financing needs to remain elevated. 2-year bond to be issued in Q2 since DDEP. This is the IMF. Also, ECG's 32% losses unsustainable. Mahama bemoans. And then how do you finance your Nkoko Nketenkete after promising huge tax reduction? Afenyo Markin quizzes NDC. And then government records 19.75 over subscription of Treasury bills. So this is from the business analyst.
All right, the graphic business says Ghana's annual imports, and it has photographed here. It's a very nice infograph where you can see we're importing $1 billion worth of tin tomatoes every year. We're importing $800 million worth of rice. You know, Vivian, there's something very sick with us as a country. Something very, very, very wrong with us as a country.
You know, is it about 4 years ago when we did the rice thing?
Yes.
Local.
Yes.
And
the initial campaign started, I think it was 2016.
Yeah.
Then we ramped it up hard 2018.
Yeah.
You know, and we pushed it, and we've been pushing it.
And then people stepped in as usual, and then
sorry,
messed the whole
2020,
thing
yeah.
up. Just like the Galamsey one.
Yeah. And there was a point, I remember, because there was a point where people actually called to say, we're going to Melcom, there's no Ghana rice, you know.
It ran out.
Because they were sold out. As soon as you stock, people buy. As soon as you stock, people buy. That should spark the economy.
Yeah.
The rice economy.
And that should push authorities to now create the environment for these farmers.
Yes.
You know, to thrive.
Then fast forward, as people were not getting the rice to buy in the stores, we heard that there was a glut in the northern region with farmers packing the bags at the side of the road because the processing factories, their warehouses were full, and people were not off taking them to the shops.
Yeah. So where did we go wrong?
Vivian, it's always a cartel sitting somewhere throwing stand in our
The cartel is it 2018? They were able to be tamed at least for a couple of months based on the demands.
Me, I think it's government's interest though. It's like where you're interested in fixing things. Yeah, because if you don't, $600 of paper. We import.
Paper too.
Yes, paper too.
So paper, oil, rice, tomatoes. What else is crazy?
Let me give you this one. You know, we used to make rose tea roll and other tea rolls in Ghana, right? We are currently importing $100 million worth of tea roll and tissue every year. Tea roll. Tea roll.
That one too, we can't do it.
That one too, we can't do. Please grab a copy of the graphic business and take this photo and use it as a keepsake. It's a very good infograph because it just shows you the state of governance, and this is all about governance. I'm hoping that the incoming President Mahama and his team will be able to at least something decent, you know, as far as this is concerned. Yeah, because this is a very serious issue. Very, very serious issue.
Okay, let me take you to Economic Times.
Yeah.
Fiscal consolidation in Ghana, others to gain focus in 2025. Fish Solutions. ADI proposes swift implementation of e-cash rewards and resetting Ghana's economy. Severe measures expected amidst IMF program review concerns. So this is from the Economic Times. Okay.
Let's go to, I'm done with my papers. Let's go to citynewsroom.com. One of the stories here, then you can also bring us some stories you have there. NPP's failure on One Village, One Dam led to vote decline in the north. Now, story is particularly interesting because the two front runners, the two flag bearers, were both from the north. And so Professor Joshua is explaining the difference between the two fortunes. Professor Joshua Alabi, the campaign manager for John Mahama's 2024 campaign team, has outlined key factors that led to the New Patriotic Party's defeat in the 2024 general elections, particularly in the northern regions. Now, the NPP had anticipated splitting votes with the NDC in the northern regions, but the NDC secured a decisive victory, winning the majority of parliamentary seats and increasing its share of the presidential vote in the area. In an interview with Bernard Avle on The Point of View, aired on ChannelOne TV, Professor Alabi attributed NPP's poor performance in the north to the party's inability to fulfill its commitments in the region. He explained that voters redirected their support to the NDC because of broken promises and unmet expectations under the NPP administration. He specifically criticized NPP's presidential candidate, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who leads the government's economic management team, for failing to deliver on key pledges made to the northern populace. These promises, according to Prof. Alabi, included the construction of dams in every district under the One Village, One Dam initiative, and the allocation of $1 million per constituency, commitments which he said remained largely unfulfilled. And the story goes on, and you can go to citynewsroom.com to get all your credible updates. Okay? Now, Vivian, the thing about this is the $1 million, one constituency. Did any constituency ever receive theirs?
Not that I know of. Not that. Maybe they did and we don't know, but not that I know of.
No, but if they did,
no announcement has been made.
No, they haven't. We haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if they received it, we would have heard about it. I'm sure. So it's surprising that politicians can throw promises about, and largely we don't see, because even the One Village, One Dam, for example, I mean, there was a whole series of dam and dugout projects that were going on before that promise came.
Yeah.
I'm saying this on authority because I was photographing for the Ghana Social Opportunities Project under the World Bank funding, right, in the northern parts of Ghana.
Okay.
So northern region, upper east, upper west. I traveled the entire space. I photographed. I have pictures of dams that I took pictures of before 2016.
Okay.
Do you see? So what I'm saying is that if that's the case, before the One Village, One Dam promises came, right, there was already a rollout. There should be a continuation and an expansion of that, of same, you see. But I don't know where all of this went.
But most of these dams, which were in the northern parts of the country, dry up during the dry season.
Yes, because of the way they are done.
Exactly.
And the idea of it was to do things a bit differently.
Yeah.
So that you don't dry up.
Yeah, because if it's raining season and the farmers can rely on the rains for whatever, or the people for whatever, the most critical time they need the water is the dry season. And that's the same time it gets dry. Because I did a story from Tamale, Haruna Idrisu's, is it Tamale Central or South? Tamale South. His constituency, where there were a number of dams that dry up during the dry season. And you would think that this dam thing would address some of these, but it didn't do anything to change, and so they have a huge water problem in that constituency. And since that time we did those stories, nothing came out of it, even though the One Village, One Dam thing was put out there. So I don't know.
It's unfortunate. Do you have any other?
I wanted to quickly read a part of the story from Daily Graphic over Ketasco concerned about category B classification. Now it says a coach and past contestants for Keta Senior High Technical School, Ketasco, in the National Science and Maths Quiz, Dr. Benjamin Wafo says the school has done enough to regain its place among category A pre-tertiary institutions in the country. He said the reclassification of Ketasco by the Ghana Education Service from a Category A school to a Category B1 had affected its appeal to prospective top students. Despite Ketasco's strong academic performance, including its recent exploits in the NSMQ, Dr. Boafo said many bright students will choose a Category A school over Ketasco based on its status. He insisted that the situation had impacted the school's intake of high achieving students. I don't know what they used to. I'm sure there are a lot of things they look at in giving you Category A or B status, but I think Ketasco over the years has done pretty well. Yes. Especially, and we know. I mean,
we have people who are actually going to university.
Yeah, and people who are quite a number of them we sponsored under the Coke thing, and they're doing good. Wanda and Co. They all practicing. Learning to become surgeons and doctors and all sorts. So maybe GES should reconsider what has been done to help push the school. Yeah.
I want to read this story here. We have a little bit of time, so let me get into this one. National Service Authority refutes claims of payroll fraud. The National Service Authority has firmly denied allegations of payroll inflation and the inclusion of ghost names in the allowance disbursement system for the National Service personnel. Now, these allegations concern the service years spanning from 2018-2019 year to 2023-2024 year. Now, the NSA's Director General, Osaya Sibe Entry, in a statement on Monday, December 16th, dismissed the claims as unsubstantiated. He reassured the public of the authorities' commitment to transparency and accountability. To address the matter comprehensively, the NSA revealed that its governing board has invited the National Investigation Bureau to undertake a detailed probe into the allegations. And the authority has also acknowledged a petition filed by the Media Foundation for West Africa with the Office of the Special Prosecutor requesting a deeper investigation into the issue. The NSA has pledged full cooperation with all investigative agencies to ensure clarity and integrity in its operations. The story goes on and is a lot more detailed here. But yes, the Media Foundation, yes, for West Africa came out with a very damning story against the National Service Security. You have any other one?
No, I think I'm done.
You're done there? Okay. Let me just, so this story here about Atofoso fights knitting wool over the cost of 2 ships. It's an interesting one. Let me see if I can just bring you that quickly before we take our break. Where have they hidden the story? Okay, there. Oh, I thought it was
it's not
right here.
On the page that
it's
you know that kind of thing.
It seems to be hidden. Anyway, well.
I can quickly do whilst you're looking for it. NPP
do.
calls for adequate security for EC to collate results in disputed constituencies. Now, this is from the Chronicle. It says the NPP has urged the National Election Security Task Force to provide security for the Electoral Commission to undertake the recollation of parliamentary results of constituencies in contention. According to the party, it was necessary adequate security was provided to avert reoccurrence of the mayhem visited on the process by supporters of the NDC, which allegedly compelled EC returning officers to declare results in their favor. Addressing a news conference in Accra yesterday, former chairman of the party, Peter McMahon, criticized the opposition NDC for allegedly interfering in the coalition process. Well, so we saw what happened in, just close by us. The training school, it wasn't right.
Yeah,
it was how things were being done. Threatening officials and all that. It was unacceptable.
So I found a story. Atofoso fights Nitiwo over cost of 2 ships. Now here's the story. The minority leader in Parliament, Dr. Kesa Atofoso, has expressed strong reservations about the government's plan to procure ships for the Ghana Navy at a projected cost of 140 million euros. Speaking during Parliament's session on December 16, Dr. Forson criticized the proposal, labeling it as unnecessary and ill-timed, given the current state of the country's finances. He argued that such an acquisition would impose an undue financial burden on the incoming government, potentially adding $350 million in debt. $350 million in debt. Now, Dr. Forson warned that the minority would resist any attempts to secure tax waivers or loans tied to the transaction, stating that Ghana's economic stability must be protected. And I want to underline that's the issue. We need to protect our economic stability. We can't just continue spending, because so ostensibly it's for the Navy. Right? It's supposed to shore up the Navy's ability and capacity, right? Question is that, are there not more affordable ways of doing this with
that's what they need to criticize when they bring it to the floor. They criticize if it's not good enough, you throw it away. If they insist because they have the numbers and they push it through, when you come in, take it out. Yesterday was just back and forth of English.
It seemed like an unnecessary time they went to spend there.
I mean, either way, if you feel it's not good enough, when you come in clear, or when you get to the floor when it's late, deal with it. That's it. And we wait back and forth, and then nothing, back to the same point. There's no time.
Time no day.
Time no day like that.
Time no day like that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kweku. Have a good one. I'll see you at the other side.
All right.